Will Wade and Ember get to have a baby together in Elemental 2? Could their child's element be smoke or steam? The sweet romantic story of Elemental is about to get even better, as the expected Part 2 has some promising news and a probable release date. Although fans argue that they've seen related storylines of Pixar's Elemental numerous times, the film ended up as an exciting watch. However, many wonder if Elemental is compelling enough to get a sequel. Before the film was released, there were high expectations of what to expect, and Pixar left many surprised with the fresh concept adapted into the movie. So, despite using this similar theme of opposites attract, Elemental has received quite a mixed reaction, as many fans aren't so sure the movie did something huge with its plot and storyline. There are still some viewers who were impressed by the film, but these mixed reactions have led to even more uncertainties about whether Pixar will consider making Elemental 2, and we have all the answers. Elemental follows a story in Element City where different elements like air, water, earth, and fire live but can't mix. The story takes a different turn when a fire element person, Ember, meets Wade, a water person, during a disastrous moment that later turns out to be an exciting love story. Unfortunately, because they can't mix, they can't touch each other, which leads them to moments of self-discovery regarding their identities and neighborhoods. And what's even better is that the film set up a sequel, and it's nothing like you've ever known. So the next big thing in Elemental 2 will pick up from where Elemental stopped. At the end of Elemental, we see that Ember has accepted an internship with a glass designer at a new and faraway place from Element City. This internship will last many months in a new location yet to be discussed, and the end shows both Ember and Wade heading for this new place. So this is the journey that Elemental 2 will focus on, because they will both be leaving their comfort zones for a new home that might change everything for them. Also, there will be many challenges as they try to thrive in this new location. And the crazy thing is that the new place might only be suitable for other elements like land and air people. So you can already tell how that will affect Ember and Wade's new life away from Element City. However, because they have each other, it would be the best experience for them both, especially for Ember as she advances in her career. So just like the other past Pixar sequels whose storylines and themes are always alike, Elemental 2 would also teach a crucial lesson about choices and acceptance. Wade and Ember have both chosen to try out a new place, and their choices upon discovering the new location with any difficulties they face will touch more to their journey. Aside from advancing in their relationships, Wade and Ember could also learn to see how other elements coexist together, and interestingly, they could make some fantastic friends that make it a more enjoyable trip for them both. In Elemental, we've seen other elements, but as you already know, the spotlight went to the fire and water elements. However, Elemental 2 could step it all up by bringing more earth and air people into the limelight, and viewers would see more about how they live and the captivating aspects of their lives. Although many found Elemental to be pretty predictable, Elemental 2 could be up to some surprises because there's still much to see in Element City. So even in Wade and Ember's long journey away from home, they will always miss and remember home, and what they encounter while Wade is on her internship will determine the kind of mindset they bring back to Element City. And you should expect to learn a lot from it, because with the latest news on Elemental and its sequel, something fascinating might be in the works. Despite being a romantic comedy, Elemental explores great and beautiful concepts about families and immigration. It shows how the fire elements are still clearly looked down on because they moved to Element City last after their initial settlement was destroyed. Aside from how society has chosen to mistreat them, viewers could also see how Ember's family struggled as immigrants to set up another source of income for the family after losing it all before moving. And Elemental also teaches about parents' sacrifices and how people age so fast in trying to survive. So these stories are about to expand in Elemental 2, as Wade and Ember will set up a new path for themselves that reflects their struggles and winnings. With the exciting ways and turns that Elemental 2 could take, only some of the voice actors might be returning, since Pixar is used to changing casts due to various reasons. But Wade and Ember made Elemental a fascinating movie, and Mamoudou Athie and Leah Lewis may reprise their role in the next film. And if they don't, Wade and Ember's personalities would still be kept, and their uniqueness likeness would still be undeniable without viewers noticing a difference in their voices. Elemental focused more on the Fire family, their struggles, and their dreams, so we barely got enough time to see Wade's family show us their history and aspirations. However, with the bit of time spent with Wade's mom, Brooke Ripple, the character looks so fun and might likely have the cast, Catherine O'Hara, who played the part, return for the sequel. As mentioned earlier, expect changes in the castings of Elemental 2 because it's not fixed, and any actor could be brought in to continue with the story that the former cast already started. However, Elemental is still early, so there are few talks on Elemental 2, but you should know that even before Elemental aired, the film's writers, John Hoberg and Kat Lickle, already had early plans for Elemental 2, as work could have been in progress with how they wanted to end the movie. According to John and Kat's plan, they tried to make Elemental ending an even mind-blowing event that fans would never be able to shut up about. And that's to make Wade and Amber have a baby, which sounds overwhelming, and the baby's element will be steam. And that will be an entirely different breed of element in Element City that could turn things upside down or set them towards a more significant and forward-looking future. While explaining their idea of setting up Elemental 2, Kat said, "There was going to be a little addendum at the end. Instead of them just leaving, you were going to see that they had been gone and were coming back to visit, and they've had a baby, and the baby was steam." This idea hasn't been accepted yet as the theme of Elemental 2, but the writers are simply happy as they are eager to explore it, and they mentioned that they are fighting to include that in Elemental 2. So the sequel is already looking better for every Elemental lover. Just as the writers are fighting to have their mind-blogging idea of Wade and Ember reproducing in the film, many internal fights are also happening in the minds of fans who can't wait to know if Elemental 2 is confirmed, and as of now, there's yet to be a confirmation on whether there will be Elemental 2, but that's not to discourage fans, as the green light would be based on how well the film is doing. The standard Pixar movies use in giving a film a sequel is apparent now, considering the past movies with the sequels that Pixar has made. Only a few of about 18 Pixar original features like Cars, Toy Story, Inside Out, and the like could get a second part, mainly due to how successful the projects were. With the massive interest in Elemental before it even hit the theaters, it could turn out pretty successful and earn a sequel or even a prequel. With this, Elemental only needs to meet up or exceed the scores of Pixar's outstanding movies for it to be confirmed for a sequel. For Elemental to achieve what it needs to break through a sequel, it must be super huge at the box office and earn prominent critic reviews that vouches for it. Also, many viewers and fans have to continuously discuss Elemental from an emotional and technical point of view, and it looks like Elemental has been doing well regarding critical judgments since it premiered, as the rating on Rotten Tomatoes currently stands at 74%. Interestingly, many viewers have a lot of fantastic stuff to say about the new Pixar release, but that's the only good thing about Elemental, as it performed low at the box office on its first weekend, and it's like the first time that Pixar would get such a poor turnout in 30 years. Although Elemental 2 confirmation isn't promising yet, there's still hope of that happening, leaving a possible release date open for discussion. In past Pixar productions, a sequel usually took close to about 10 years before it could be released. The long interval is generally due to the extended time needed to make an animation and make the sequel story a perfect continuation of the first film, and Pixar won't act swiftly to begin production until the interests and success of Elemental have been measured and studied for like a year. Also, Elemental 2 would depend on if fans want it to happen. Since many processes have to be followed for a sequel, the film itself, with the editing and visuals, will take about 4 years to make. And with all of these factors put in place, the soonest release date of Elemental 2 is 2028, which could extend until about 2030, considering any other unplanned changes and disruptions to the project. What do you think of the latest news regarding Elemental 2 and its probable release date? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.